Good morning, my impatients. It is Andrew the Android Koloski here, and I am live and ready to perform for all of you. I am live and ready to go here. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? So I hope you guys will be joining and getting ready to engage with me. It'd be greatly appreciated. Maybe I shouldn't be calling you my inpatients, though, because I am indeed an outpatient. My arm is still recovering from that cut that I got in the psychiatric hospital. I'm catastrophizing about HIV contamination fears, but try not to worry. They clean up in there. I'm just don't worry. Just don't worry. Okay, so I asked people in my channel, was I getting bullied by Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Tyson Ritter of the All American Rejects, Adam Levine, and so on? Was I getting bullied by people in pop, or is this an idea of reference? Are there no hidden realities? And they tell me this is an idea of reference. Seriously, basically, it's a delusion. I was like, were these pop stars bullying me with their songs and artwork? Were they mocking how I didn't have money and was in anonymity? Basically, these pop stars do not have any idea who I am. They are not in love with me, and they weren't bullying me. They did not know who I was 10 years ago, and they do not know who I am now. It's ideas of reference. So catch it, check it, change it. Justin Bieber wasn't bullying me with his songs Sorry and Love Yourself. Lady Gaga's Bad Romance music video wasn't about me. Taylor Swift's songs Wonderland and Hey Stephen weren't about me. Ariana Grande's song Seven Ring wasn't about me. Tyson Ritter's song Gives You Hell wasn't about me. This is ideas of reference. Catch it, check it, change it. So just catch it, check it, change it. No rich, famous, or interesting people know who I am. I'm an anonymity. And my family, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my stepsister, they were not associating with these rich, famous, and interesting people. It's a delusion. It's a delusion. Kind of like this one, which I'm able to tell is more absurd. I'm going to give you an example of predicate logic that I was able to catch. On X, formerly Twitter, there is an ad that says upgrade to premium at a discount price, and the deal is expiring soon. So for Black Friday or Cyber Monday, there's a deal on X's premium, and it's expiring soon. Obviously, I feel because Elon Musk has artificial intelligence, he's like a god who is able to control life and death. So here's how the predicate logic goes. The deal on the X upgrade is expiring soon. I'm afraid of dying. Therefore, Andrew Koloski, me, I'm expiring soon. It's an ad for everyone and not just me. I look at the time, it's 9:30. That means 10. Then I saw the number 10 in a post. This is an idea of reference because on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 means no, 5 means maybe, 10 means definitely yes. It's just a random number I saw. But when I asked, am I dying soon? I saw the number 10. This is random nonsense. The luck of the draw. Predicate logic, ideas of reference, and so on. Catch it, check it, change it. So, Horn Dog asks, let's talk about why you broke the plate on Thanksgiving. They want to have about violent reactions. And, the reason I broke the plate was because I was fighting with my parents. They were hovering over me, and I got into an emotional tsunami. The switch toggled on, and I smashed the plate. I mean, we said I pretty much explained it yesterday. If you get violent, basically, you're going to be going to jail, the psychiatric hospital, or someplace bad. And I was there for less than 24 hours, and I saw you don't want to be there even for less than 24 hours. It's a shithole. It's like prison. You don't even want to be in the psychiatric hospital for less than 24 hours. Now imagine being there for a month while they AOT order you to take medication. That would suck, man. That would suck. It's a shithole. I got my freedom now. I'm on the loose. I'm free to roam. Thankfully, I passed my psychiatric evaluation with a decent C plus, and I got the college credit, and I got my freedom back. And I also have my mother, Dr. Copland, and my father to thank for getting me out of the hospital in less than 24 hours. But realistically, it could have been a lot worse. I really dodged a bullet, metaphorically speaking, because I could have been hospitalized for at least 2 weeks. Somebody says C plus. Maybe I passed my psychiatric evaluation with a solid A plus. Maybe I was really lucid. Maybe they determined I was really sane. I don't know. Or maybe I just narrowly passed the class, but I got my freedom back. They discharged me in less than 24 hours. I was never admitted into the unit. Rusty says, tell me the truth. Why did you ruin Thanksgiving with premeditated intent? Despite what everyone thinks, it was not done with premeditated intent. I went in there intending to have a good time. Then my mother started fighting with me, and that's the reason I smashed the plate. I know you might look at my social media content and think I intended to ruin Thanksgiving. No, I was intending to have fun, so. But but people said they could have seen this coming from a mile away, including myself, who was just fighting with my parents earlier in the day. So, but yeah, there was no premeditated intent. Did I have any incidents in the hospital? No, not at all. In the hospital, well, I mean, there was people screaming from other people. People were screaming and shouting, and they were behaving like lunatics because it's the psychiatric hospital. But me personally, I was just silent, well-behaved, lying on my bed, hoping to get out of there as soon as possible. I didn't do anything in there. But there were people. So I bought the new phone. My mother did not buy the new phone for me. I charged it myself. Somebody asks, you broke a plate, Andrew, and you're getting a new phone? That's wild. Well, I purchased the phone for myself, to be honest with you. So it wasn't my... So somebody says, it's fucked up. You planned to ruin Thanksgiving. It was not premeditated, Dave. I act like a fool and throw dishes. I get hauled off in an ambulance, and I get a new phone. I bought the phone for myself, and it was not my mother who purchased it. So... No, the plate was not broken over my mother's refusal to buy the phone. She was yelling at me, telling me how I'm giving her nasty stares. She was hovering over me. I was getting the green bean casserole, and she was trying to take the spatula from me, and I just said, enough. I just smashed the plate on the ground. But I don't want to talk about this anymore. In fact, I want to change the subject. I mean, I overreacted. I was wrong. It could have been a lot worse. I could have been hospitalized for a month, but thankfully I got out in less than 24 hours. Let's just change the topic here. Yeah, I apologize to my mother, father, and stepfather, and Dr. Copland. And in fact, I apologize for ruining Thanksgiving. I apologize for smashing the plate. And I thanked them for getting me out of the hospital. And I told them, since I realized, this is bad, I swear to Grandpa, I swear to God, my word is good. I'm going to take my medication. I'm going to join groups. This won't happen again. But let's change the topic, please. Something a little more fun. No, somebody said my mother wants me to take more medication or a different medication. I was taking my Abilify compliantly every day for months, maybe years, close to a year now. No, I take my Abilify 10 milligrams every night compliantly, but they want me on more medication or a different medication. So I said, just get me out of the fucking hospital. I swear to God, I swear to Grandpa, I'll do what I need to do. Just get me out. Just get me out of here. And they did. So I'm looking forward to 2025. It's going to get better. No, I'm not going to be taking Abilify. In fact, I'm going to be weaning off of Abilify. I'm going to be switching to Cobenfy. 50 milligrams and 20 milligrams. Cobenfy. So that's the game plan here. I'm going to be weaning off the Abilify and switching to Cobenfy. So Miss Erie says Cobenfy is what it is. Do they still want me in group therapy? But I think the game plan now is for the Cobenfy. So somebody says, how have things been with your mother since the return? She gave me the Thanksgiving leftovers. Yeah, I think things are good. I think we're getting along. She just wants me well, she said. She wants me well, and yeah, I'm gonna show you my cut on my arm, which I got in the hospital. Let's see if it's getting better here. Yeah, I really irritated my arm, like right here especially. But try not to catastrophize about HIV. I just most likely it's just whatever. It's just a fucking scratch. Somebody says, "Can you feel when these outbursts are coming? Can you catch it?" That's a good question, Horn Dog. Actually, I think everybody could have seen that coming from a mile away, even though I did not want to do that. Obviously, I was fighting with. I should have just stayed in my apartment and lied in bed for Thanksgiving, but yeah. I could tell I wasn't getting along with my parents. I could tell my mother was in a horrid mood. My stepfather was in a horrid mood. I could see. I mean, anybody could see that day had the potential to be a powder keg, including me. But it was Thanksgiving. Actually, interestingly enough, they say at the hospital, a lot of people get admitted on Thanksgiving and holidays because you're around people you fight with. You're around people you can't get along with. A lot of people get admitted into the psychiatric hospital on holidays because a lot of people fight with their parents or family and smash something. Basically, the hospital was full of people getting admitted because they fought with their family. Holidays are hard for some people. There's a lot of stress on holidays. So I was not the only one, actually. A lot of people fight with their family on holidays. So yeah, apparently a lot of people were getting admitted into the hospital on Thanksgiving because there are a lot of people are around people they can't really get along with and they fight. It doesn't make it right. And Dave says I had a plan, which is not true. I swear to God, I swear to Grandpa, it was not premeditated. You're wrong, Dave. You can think I'm lying all you want. There was no plan to smash the plate. I went in there intending to have a good time. I swear to God, I swear to Grandpa. But if you want to think it was premeditated, that's fine. But it was not. TB asked me, did my parents accuse me of being a monster in front of the mask? No, they did not. Yeah, I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong, but I did not plan to smash the plate with premeditated intent. I just was fighting and not getting along with my parents, and I reacted spontaneously and emotionally. That is the God's honest truth. You can think whatever you want. You can construe my posts to fit your narrative if you want, but the God's honest truth, and I have no reason to lie, is it was spontaneous and an emotional reaction to my mother hovering over me and yelling at me. I mean, people say they could see it coming from a mile away. I seem primed to flip out on Thanksgiving based on things I was saying beforehand. Fair enough. I mean, people say that they could see the powder keg developing. I'll agree with that, but the truth is, it was emotional reaction, and I went in there intending to toggle the switch off and to have a good time. But while I was in there, because of my mom yelling, the switch got toggled on. You know. Somebody says, Andrew, you are lucky you have the schizoaffective diagnosis. They have a loon in their family and they're in trouble, but they won't get the same consideration because of a different diagnosis. Yeah, some people could actually even potentially go to jail for what I did. Obviously, they real because of me. I got a psychiatric evaluation um, in the hospital. So yeah, I mean, fair enough, fair enough. Erie says she doesn't want to argue, but I did videos leading up to Thanksgiving about ruining the day. I mean, regardless if you believe whatever narrative you want to believe, but I swear to you, it was emotional and not premeditated. I mean, if you want to believe it was premeditated, it doesn't even matter. But just the truth is, it wasn't. I mean, people could see it coming from a mile away, but you know. Somebody says before these things happen, can you stop yourself, or is it beyond control? So obviously, the switch flipped on when my mom was hovering over me and yelling at me, and yeah. I mean, I did actually stop myself after I smashed the plate. I realized I went overboard. I'm like, no, no, don't call the police. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll just leave. I'll leave. But my mom called the police anyway. The switch flipped back off immediately after I smashed the plate. But Dale got me, just restrained me, and so did my father. And they called the police, and I was taken away in an ambulance. And I realized, fuck. Immediately after I smashed the plate, I realized I had gone overboard. But I didn't get any turkey in the hospital. I got shitty sausage, and no, in the hospital, the food sucks. It's like prison food in there. Somebody says, if Andrew did a cage match, would it be called, instead of Hell in a Cell WWE, would it be called Cell in a Cell? And Rusty says, you know it, Pete. Erie says, my actions are within my control, according to Dr. Garrett. All right, let's change the topic. I mean, we've exhausted the topic of me going to the hospital. Thankfully, it could have been a lot worse. And, Erie says she read Dr. Garrett's book. See, I got ideas of reference that some of the things he was writing were literally about me. I don't know if that's true or not, but on that note, you know, um, maybe they were, maybe they weren't. Let's see if I could find a picture of me with Dr. Garrett's book. Oh, here we go. This is a picture of me with Dr. Garrett's book. And I read a few chapters of it too. It's called Psychotherapy for Psychosis by Michael Garrett. And this is another picture of me. Psychotherapy for Psychosis by Michael Garrett. Sleeve says, nice giraffe shirt. TB says, he used to be pretty cool, Drew. Thank you. I did read some of the book. Erie says, you look so different back then. All right, fair enough. Somebody says, I need to bring the beard back. So he says, Kowalski men were made for beards. Actually, I ran for a half hour today and walked for a half hour at the gym. I literally ran for a half hour today. So I'm pretty proud of that. I really got a good workout. I stopped running for a while because I injured my knee, but I'm back to running. So, yeah, I successfully ran for a half hour. In the end, I think I did about 7 miles. Or maybe less, maybe 6 miles. But I did quite a bit. I didn't actually keep track of how much I was running. I was running on the treadmill. I ran at a speed of 5.0, incline 2.0 for a half hour, and I walked for a half hour. So I did a pretty good run today. I'm pretty happy with my workout. I don't know exactly. I'm talking about I didn't run 7 miles in 30 minutes. I'm talking about 7 miles including the half hour walking afterwards. So 7 miles combined with the half hour of walking is what I did. So I didn't run 7 miles. I didn't run 7 miles in total, including the walking. It was 7 miles. I probably ran about 3 miles, 4 miles, something like that. It was good exercise. Good. I got a good workout today. And I did it with ease today, really. I guess I was really hyper from the hospital. So I did it with ease. Somebody wants to know if Poppy, my father, likes his Owen Hart shirt. Oh, very, very interesting. Very interesting question. And my answer for and if you don't know what I'm talking about, let's see if I can find it here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll share with you the photograph. This is Poppy in the Owen Hart shirt. Us paying homage to Owen Hart. I guess he likes his Owen Hart shirt. And this is Poppy in the Owen Hart shirt. Bam, bam, bam. It's a piece of history right there. And last but not least, yeah, it doesn't. So he says, Poppy's rocking the Owen Hart shirt, man. Poppy misses Owen. With all his heart, he misses Owen. He just cries every night missing Owen Hart. Somebody says, who's interested in wrestling? Poppy is the one who introduced me to wrestling. He got me into WCW around 1996, 1997, and I became obsessed with wrestling after. The rest is history. Somebody says, wee-wee-wah, wee-wah. Indeed, wee-wee-wah, wee-wah. Should I have more coffee or should I switch to water now? Should I have more coffee or switch to water? I had 2 big cups of cold brew, so I don't know if I want to keep going with the coffee. Oh, Horn Dog says more cold brew. Horn Dog, you're probably giving me bad advice here. I probably should switch to water. Slave says drink water. No more caffeine. Yeah, I think you're right. Somebody says drink some water. Somebody says you should go do something nice for your mother and stepfather. And I don't want to smash any more plates. You're absolutely right, guys. Yeah, and maybe tone down on the caffeine. You don't want to get all hopped up on caffeine. Caffeine is, a drug like anything else. Let's see how much longer we have on the wash here. Oh, 13 minutes. I was going to say it's almost Rusty's favorite part of the day. It sounded like the wash was winding down, but apparently we got some time left. When is the Cobenfy landing? We're having a hard time getting it because it's such a new medication, but it looks like we found a pharmacy that will carry it. So yeah, we're having a hard time, finding a pharmacy that makes it. Oh, Erie says it's called Cobicenfi, not Cobenfy. It's called Cobicenfi. Cobesenfy. All right, guys. Somebody says the name Cobenfy sounds like a supervillain, like the name of like a James Bond villain. Cobenfy coming to hijack the a car and take over the world. Cobenfy. Somebody asks, who is my favorite WWE diva? I like Alexa Bliss. I like Alexa Bliss a lot. I liked Asuka. She obviously has charisma, and she's good in the ring. Who else do I like? I like Rhea Ripley. I like Rhea Ripley a lot. And that's current day. In terms of the men, I like Drew McIntyre. I even like the tribal chief Roman Reigns. CM Punk I like. I like Cody Rhodes. I don't know. Somebody asked me, what wrestler do I most identify with? I don't know. I mean, I don't really think about that. What character? Maybe. I guess I know some people have compared me to Scott Hall or Razor Ramon and said I'm suave and cool like him. So maybe Scott Hall. However, Drew McIntyre present day is pretty suave and badass. I like Drew McIntyre. Um, Erie Sleeve says Mankind. No, I don't like Mankind. I don't like the whole he takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Like everybody giving him chair shots to the head, everybody beating him up and abusing him. I want to be. I mean, Mankind was cool. He was a good mic worker, and he was a lovable kind of oaf kind of character. But I want to think of somebody who has more self respect. I would rather be seen as like Ken Shamrock than Mankind. Because I know, like, Mankind's whole thing was I take a licking, I take a beating, and I keep on ticking. I mean, I realized Mankind's, WWE title win, was iconic. Everybody was happy, but somebody says that's basically you. You take a beating, everybody beats you up, but you keep on ticking, and you're like, "Have a nice day. I'm okay." Man, I mean, I liked Mankind, but I'd rather be seen as somebody with more dignity and respect. Rusty says Andrew's like the Canadian crippler, Chris Benoit. Well, you don't want to be compared to a double murderer, somebody who killed his family, but he was a good technical wrestler, that's for sure. If you separate the art from the artist, Chris Benoit was very good at what he did. Erie says, I remind her of Danhausen or Doink the Clown. Fuck you, Erie. I'm not a goof. Somebody says, I'm the Long Island lunatic or the Long Island schizo. I'm the Long Island schizo. You know how Drew McIntyre is the Scottish psychopath? I am the Long Island schizo. No, I don't like Orange Cassidy. In fact, I hate Orange Cassidy's gimmick. Because, like, in wrestling, you're supposed to go in and you're supposed to want to win. But the guy is, like, suave and he's, like, doing his, like, oh, I don't care if I win the match. I mean, in wrestling, even if you're, like, fucking the Spirit Squad, you're supposed to go in for the kill. You're supposed to go in to win the matchup. Orange Cassidy acts like he doesn't give a shit if he wins the matchup. That's why I don't like that guy's gimmick. You know what I mean? Even if you're fucking male cheerleaders, you're supposed to want to win the match. You know what I mean? So I don't like Orange Cassidy's gimmick because it's like, what do you even want to fucking win the match? You're like, I mean, you're supposed to go into the matchup with the intention to win. I don't know. Some people like his gimmick, but I don't. Somebody says he's too cool to even care. Yeah, not a fan of the Orange Cassidy gimmick. Not a fan of the Orange Cassidy gimmick. Somebody says, would you ever dress up as Goldust? Probably not. Andrew the Killer Koloski. Fair enough. So, all right, let's check. Rusty, we're almost going to get an entrance here. We're getting close. We're getting close to your favorite part of the day. We're getting close to the time where you get some pleasure, Rusty. Andrew the Android Koloski. Somebody says, Andrew is like the Orange Cassidy of mental health recovery. I'm going to give Rusty some pleasure. I'm too cool to care. I'm Mr. Suave and Mr. Cool. Somebody says, Andrew is not suave and cool. He thinks he's suave and cool, but really he's, he's like an angsty teenager who throws temper tantrums. He's like a rebellious teenager. He's like, yo, mom, fuck you, mom. He's not suave and cool. No dinner plate is safe from Andrew the Android Koloski. Rusty, I think it's time. In 1 minute, it's going to go into your little song, and on that, and it's time for you to get some pleasure. It's time for Rusty to get some pleasure. It's been a while since he's been pleased by me, and today it's his lucky day. It's his lucky day. Go into your little jingle, washing machine. Go into your little jingle. I mean, I'm sure the suspense is building, the anticipation is building. This is going to be really exciting. So Miss Erie says, I'm not Andrew the Android Koloski. I'm Mom, can you make me chicken? Andrew, Mom, can you make me chicken nuggets Koloski? Here we go. I'm putting the wash in the dryer. I'm putting the wash in the dryer. Putting the wash in the dryer. Putting the wash Coming to the live stream at this time, standing 6'6" tall, weighing 273 pounds, Sal Waters! Wee wee wah, wee wah, wee wee wah, wee wah. You are going down! Ah! All right. How would you rank that one, Rusty, on a scale from 1 to 10? Rusty says 0 out of 10. Why 0 out of 10? Because I haven't started the Kobenfi yet? Because I smashed the plate, he says. Dave says 0 out of 10. Why? I said Sell Waters. It wasn't that good. Oh, that's too bad. It has been done before. It's not good. All right, fair enough. Rusty's throwing tomatoes at me. He says low energy. TB gives me a 0 out of 10 because I didn't smash a plate. All right, fair enough. I'm going to fill up this with water. Filling my water bottle with water. They say it's very mid entrance today. All right, fair enough. So he says, I never understood why throwing tomatoes was a thing. Why not throwing rocks? Yeah, rocks would definitely cause more physical harm. Throwing tomatoes is more humiliating, because it's slimy, it gets all over you. I would rather be hit with a tomato, though, because it wouldn't injure me. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be hit with either. Somebody says, throwing rocks is a thing in the Middle East, especially Afghanistan. All right. Obviously I've thrown rocks. Have I thrown rocks? I mean, I probably have. Everybody has, I think, for the most part. I don't recall. So he says, what would you do if you looked outside and you saw a gigantic trans woman staring at you? I would say, I'm interested in cis women, though I appreciate you being interested in me. Yeah, I mean, I've thrown rocks. I've skipped a rock or stone across the pond before. But, somebody asks, obviously, have you thrown a rock at somebody? Have you thrown a rock at a human being? And I'm trying to think if I have. I don't recall ever throwing a rock at somebody, but maybe I have. It's possible. I mean, everybody's thrown something at somebody at some point in their life, But I can't think of an example off the top of my head. Somebody asks, have I ever won a fight? I mean, I don't know. I don't really get into fights. I'm not in the fucking MMA. Who have I really fought? Besides getting beat up in high school, like who the fuck have I really fought? I'm not in MMA. I don't fight people. Somebody asks, did you ever wrestle my brother? I had wrestling matches with my brother when I was younger. Erie says, no offense, but I can't imagine Andrew winning in a fight. I mean, fair enough. I only try to fight old folks, my elderly parents. Yeah, man. They say Andrew only tries to fight old folks, his elderly parents. And besides, my mother, my stepfather and father could beat me up. Somebody says, I've never ripped my shirt in a rage, but I've torn my shirt intentionally like Hulk Hogan as a goof. Did it make me feel good? Not really. I might have even done it on video. Let's see if I could. No, I don't think I have. I've even done me tearing my shirt like Hulk Hogan on video numerous times. Back in like 2015, 2014, when I was first started making videos, I did the Hulk Hogan style where I took a shirt that had like a little tear in it already and I tore it. So it's been done a few times by me. The Hulk Hogan shirt tear. I might have even referred to myself as Cell Waters in those videos too. I think I said like, "What you gonna do, Water Maniacs, when Cell Waters and the Water Maniacs run wild on you?" And I tore my shirt. So he says Christine could be the manager of Cell Waters and the Water Maniacs. Dun, dun, dun. All right, guys. Any plans for today? Any plans for the weekend? Obviously, my parents, obviously, somebody asked, was there any animosity between my mother and my father and stepfather? Yeah, I mean, when my parents first got divorced, they were very bitter. They didn't like each other. In fact, I don't know if, I mean, I guess they get along. They do get along now, but obviously there was animosity and resentment for a while. Um, but my father started coming around in 2011 and 2012 when I became sick, and he would watch sitcoms with me at my mother's house, and he would coexist with my stepfather, and he just kept coming over, and now he comes over for holidays, and my mother, stepfather, and father all celebrate the holidays together. So it's bizarre, but it's what we do. I was in middle school when they split 1999, so I guess if 1999 minus 1997, I guess I was like 11 years old. Interestingly enough, that's around the time I started getting bullied too in school, so when my parents split. Yeah, I think the bullying. I think obviously my parents were fighting. My home I lost a lot of self esteem. I stopped sticking up for myself. I lost a lot of confidence, and I started getting bullied. And I think obviously the divorce led to me getting bullied in school and becoming anxious. And as a result, yeah. I mean, just it is what it is. Because my parents took less interest in my life, and they were more interested in fighting with one another, and it was just that I got sick with schizoaffect. It just all. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But look, I'm rocking and rolling at 37. I'm still alive and kicking. All right, guys. Got any last questions here, or should I wrap up this live stream? TB says, Andrew, yes, TB. What is your question? Do you think boomers are naturally inclined towards fighting? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. What is Poppy, Mom, and Dale's favorite movie? Yeah, Horn Dog's out of here, and in fact, I'm out of here too. Yeah, it was a good live stream. It was a good live stream, but yeah, I'm losing steam here. Peace out. Adios, amigos and amigas. I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great day, everyone. Somebody says, get yourself right and stop picking on the old folks. Peace out.